Hello, everybody, and welcome to Michigan Sno-X round number 9 from the Double J Resort here in Rothbury, Michigan. We're at the rodeo grounds. Practice currently on the racetrack right now, but we're going to talk about a few storylines coming into this championship Saturday, starting with round 7 and 8, which were 2 weeks ago here in Rothbury, and we had 7 different winners added to our already lengthy list on the season. We have 51 currently on the season. We'll see if anyone else can add their name to the list here this afternoon. Going to look at the season overall, since this is the first time we're kind of doing a recap on the year. When we look at heat racing throughout the season, we set up our finals by 2 heat races through the afternoon, and then that sets up the starting line and how they line up on that starting line for our finals. So far on the season, Carson Ruzel, who rides in most of our 120 classes and even 200s, leads the series with 22 heat race wins. Second is Braden Richard, who's also one of those younger 120 riders. And then third is one of our transition riders, Caden Helzel, who has 19. Actually, Richards and Helzel are both tied at 19 apiece. And then you have, looking at our finals, a little bit different. That's when the points really ramp up. The aggression ramps up. Everyone wants those finals wins. Looking at that, it's once again Carson Roselle leading the way with 12 final wins on the season. Second is Brandon Martinson, one of our transition riders. He's got 11. And then third is Sebastian Horton, who's on the verge of becoming a transition rider, currently now an older 200 rider, started to make the jump up towards the midway point of the season, turning into a transition rider as well. Now, total wins on the season, combining those final wins and heat race wins, Carson Roselle sits atop once again with 34 on the season. The only other one in the 30-plus category is Brandon Martinson with 32 total wins on the year. Then sitting third, just outside in 28 total wins, is Sebastian Horton. Now you can expect Carson Roselle and Sebastian Horton to pick up a couple more wins here this afternoon, maybe even a couple championships as well. Brandon Martinson, on the other hand, will not be in that category. He was at ERX last weekend racing on the national circuit for ISOC AMSOIL Championship Snowcross, and he hit a tabletop, launched it a little too far, and hurt a vertebrae in his back. So he is out for at least 6 more weeks. That puts an end to his Michigan Sno-X season, an end to his AMSOIL Championship season. Was talking with him and the family here pre-race, and he's doing pretty well. Pain has subsided and feeling pretty good. They're going to go to the doctor this week to get the final diagnosis on how long he is out. But unfortunately, his snowcross season has come to an end. And it's been a productive season for that 327 Articat rider, Brandon Martinson. He really improved throughout the year, was showing a good amount of air and confidence aboard his Articat. So definitely a disappointing thing there for Martinson, but regardless, a big step in the right direction this season. And that happens in the sport of snowcross, unfortunately. You see it quite often. It's a risk they all take, especially getting on these big, high-powered snowmobiles. So moving on from that, a lot of these riders here this weekend getting that last little bit of training, a little bit of preparation before they go to the local race next weekend. It was going to be at Cannonsburg Ski Resort, but with COVID-19 restrictions, it has been moved to Eagle River, Wisconsin. So a lot of these riders you see here this weekend will be heading over to Wisconsin next Friday to get ready for the National as well. That being said, we're championship weekend. It's championship Saturday. A lot of championships up for grabs. A few of them have already been locked up. Like, for example, our Pro Light Championship. John Conaway, over a 130-point advantage, only can make up 45 points on a race day. So that championship locked up in the bag. A couple other ones are stock 8 to 12 class. Championship locked up. Braden Richards has swept it. Over a 100-point difference. He's got the championship, but can he stay perfect on the season? He hasn't lost a heat race or a final all year long. Our trail class locked up. Austin Allen, over a 100-point advantage or close to it. I think it's a 98-point advantage. He's been riding up front and has dominated the trail class through most of the season. But last couple weeks, his sled blew up, has been riding a backup sled. It's allowed some of these other guys to add their names in the win column. Will we see that continue? There's some classes that are still right down to the wire. You look at some of our younger classes, like our Outlaw 120 class, 6-point differential between the points leader, Ryder Kimball, and second place, Emma Honeycutt. Things are close for sure. Some of these championships, probably half of them, the points leader just has to start all 3 races to hold on to it. So we'll continue throughout the day to monitor those championships and announce when those championships have been locked up. One other big story here, track's been pretty massive. We've been blessed all winter long. But if you look around the country here as we're in the second week of March in 2021, temperatures are on the rise. Snow has decreased. We had rain here Thursday and I believe Wednesday as well. Track a lot smaller than what we've seen the previous 3, 4, even 5 rounds. So riders understand that. They're grateful that we're even going to have a chance to compete for these championships instead of just calling an end to the season. We'll see how it plays out, but we're going to get ready to go with our first rounds as practice is wrapped up. Once again, Dom Santina here. I'll be with you throughout the day on the call. And let's get ready for Michigan Sno-X round number 9 here at the Double J Resort in Rothbury, Michigan. We're about to go green. That is the Kitty Cat final. Brooks Denton going around on the starting area, and he will take another final win here this afternoon, and that will round out the Kitty Cat class. He currently has over a 350-point advantage over Braden Alexander, so Brooks Denton, when he comes around to finish here, will be crowned your Kitty Cat champion. And then we'll get ready for race number 44. We stock 120 4-7, followed by race 45 stock 120 8-12, then race 46 transition 8-11, and race 47 the trail class. All right, now on the starting line we have race number 44, the stock 120, 4-7 final. Your number 1 qualifier. On the 22, that is McCoy Denton. Your number 2 qualifier is the 30 of Ellie Roselle, coming in with 17 points. McCoy Denton perfect on the day with 20. Your number 3 qualifier, the 417 of Renell Hayes. Number 4 qualifier, the 68 of Ryder Kimball. Your number 5 qualifier, the 723 racing for Tucker Atkinson Racing. Stud Boy, Pauly Ford, Rock Speed FX, Miller's Brothers Excavating, Mid-Michigan Graphics, and Design Cat Attack Racing out of St. John's, Michigan. That's Tucker Atkinson. Your number 6 qualifier is the 980 of Rogan Conaway. And your number 7 qualifier is the 553 riding the 355. That is Gavin Richard. We are currently under starters orders, waiting to make sure everything's set before we go green. All right, we are under starters orders, getting ready to go for our stock 124-7 final, and we are off. Here in our stock class. Out there on the racetrack. It is 355 or the 555 or 553 of Braden Richard, your race leader. Out front, trying to pull away here early on. It's Richard, then it's Rogan Conaway, Ryder Kimball, Ellie Roselle. Conaway goes off and then takes a hit afterwards. Trying to make sure he's all right. Ryder Kimball going off the track as well. Looks like it's the 22 of McCoy Denton in the third spot. Renell Hayes Rennell Hayes in the 4th spot. Atkinson in the 5th spot. Kimball in the 6th spot. Rogan Conaway a little shook up here coming through the infield. White flag in the air. Gavin Richard out front trying to pull away in this stock 4-7. Gavin has 1 win on the season, looking for win number 2 in the championship. McCoy Denton just needed to start the final to lock it up. He's in the 3rd spot, looking for a podium and a championship as they head into the back portion of the racetrack. Gavin Richard out front. Through the stud boy corner he'll go, and to the finish line he comes. Gavin Richard picks up the final. Ellie Roselle will come across in second, and McCoy Denton coming to the finish line will round out the podium and pick up the championship here in the stock 124-7 final. Ellie Roselle, Rennell Hayes will come across in 4th. Ryder Kimball will come across in 5th. Tucker Atkinson in 6th. Rogan Conaway back on his snowmobile, going to ride it back to the finish line here in 7th. Sorry about that, guys. Had the camera switch, had to fix it for a minute, but we're good to go now. Ready to go with our next race. That will set up race number 45, the stock 128-12 final on the line. To be followed by race 46, transition 8-11, followed then by race 47, trail, and race 48, transition 10-13. Currently getting ready to get these sleds back on the track. Looks like a driver swap here. So with Gavin Richards starting the day on his brother Braden's sled, they got to do a driver swap here and rider swap. Braden will hop aboard that 355 Polaris, pull it to the line. Gavin will hop aboard his 553 Polaris and get ready to go. Ryder Kimball will come around and hop in the mix as well. Braden Richard had been perfect on the season up coming into today, and he got through round 1 all right, but Ryder Kimball able to get a round win. His first one here in the stock 8-12 class in round number 2. We'll see what happens in the final. Your number 1 qualifier was the 68 of Ryder Kimball. Number 2 qualifier, the 355 of Braden Richard, and your number 3 qualifier, the 553 of Gavin Richard. And we are off with our stock 8-12 final. Battling it out, Ryder Kimball getting caught up there just a little bit on the jump. That allows Braden Richard to get back out to the race lead. Gavin Richard going to tuck into the 2nd spot. Kimball back to 3rd. As they make their way through into the stud boy corner, they'll go. Just by starting this day today, picking up a round win, and now out front and starting the final, Braden Richard will pick up the championship here in the 8-12 class. He's out front, though, wanting another win. His brother Gavin right behind him in the second place spot, although Ryder Kimball trying to make a move for that second position. Kimball looking to the inside of Gavin Richard. Couldn't make it work as they go through the FXR rhythm section. Here comes the 68 to the inside. Ryder Kimball trying to make the move on Gavin Richard. Richard will pull back out in front as they head through the stud boy corner. Green flag still in the air for Braden Richard. It's still a battle for second and third between Gavin Richard and Ryder Kimball. Gavin still holding the advantage as they come through the double into the Sno-X corner they go. They'll make the turn, head back through the FXR rhythm section. Here comes your race leader, Braden Richard, out of the final turn towards the finish line. 1 lap left to go. He sees the white flag in the air. Well on his way to another final win here this season. Ryder Kimball still trying to get around to Gavin Richard for that second position. All three of them are going to make the podium, but into the stud boy corner he goes one more time this season. Braden Richard coming around, looking to sweep the finals. He's going to pick up his 9th final win of the year and the championship with it. Braden Richard takes the win. His brother Gavin Richard going to come across in second, and Ryder Kimball will round out the podium here in the stock 120 8 to 12 class. That'll bring up race 46. The transition 8 to 11, followed by race 47 trail. Race 48, transition 10 to 13, and race 49, the light mod class. Now on the line is our transition 8 to 11 class. Your number 1 qualifier comes out of Boone, Michigan, racing for CK Marine. CMP suspension, Woodies, and CNA skis on the 539 Skidoo, racing for Sharp Boys Racing. That is Braden Sharp. Your number 2 qualifier comes to us racing for 427 Racing, Nees Johnson, Double J Plus, Beam Fence, Meyer Veterinary Clinic, and Matthewson Upholstery on the 427 Skidoo. That is Sebastian Horton. Your number 3 qualifier aboard the 417 Skidoo. That is your points leader, Ryder Hayes. Number 4 qualifier, the 8 of Dominic Munford. And your number 5 qualifier, riding on the 616 Polaris out of Holland, Michigan, racing for Novacek Racing and FXR. That is Max Novacek. And we are green with our transition 8 to 11 final. Couple riders taking some tank slappers there off of it, but here comes Sebastian Horton getting bucked around a little bit, able to stay on the sled, but going to go off the track. But it's Braden Sharp out front, Dominic Munford in second, Max Novacek third, Ryder Hayes in fourth, and Horton in the 5th spot. Braden Sharp out front doing what he has to do, but it might be a little too late for the rider aboard the 539 Skidoo, sitting second place in the points, but 30 points back of Ryder Hayes. He closed in by 2 points by taking a round win, but just not going to be enough time. Although he wants to cap the season off in the right way, he's looking to pick up another final win. Munford and Novacek rounding out the podium. Hayes and Horton have not been able to get around them. We'll see if they can do it. Sebastian Horton trying to find rhythm there in the FXR rhythm section. Green flag still in the air as they make their way around. Braden Sharp has 3 final wins this season. He's looking for number 4. Dominic Munford having a strong run in the 2nd spot. Max Novacek looking for a podium. They're holding off Horton and Hayes As we continue to go around, they go through the FXR rhythm section. Now Max Novacek under attack from both skidoos. He's got Sebastian Horton to his inside, Ryder Hayes to his outside. Green flag still in the air. Can Novacek hold him off for a podium? Munford about 3 sleds ahead in second spot. Sebastian Horton into the 4th spot now. Ryder Hayes back to 5th. White flag in the air for Braden Sharp. 1 lap left to go for your race leader. Munford into the 2nd spot. Sebastian Horton now on the podium in the 3rd spot. And he's going to try to run Munford down here on the final lap. Ryder Hayes just riding comfortably in the back of the pack in the 5th spot. He's got the championship locked up. He's feeling a little banged up, wants to get ready for Eagle River. Checkered flag in the air. Braden Sharp picks up his 4th final win of the year. Sebastian Horton will come across in 2nd. Dominic Munford 3rd. Max Novacek 4th. And Ryder Hayes will take 5th and the transition 8-11 championship here in Michigan Sno-X. That will set up race number 47, the trail class, followed by race 48. Transition 10-13, then race 49. Light mods, race 50. Junior girls 12-13 and race 51. Junior co-ed 12-13. Now on the line, you have our trail class. Your number 1 qualifier, riding a Polaris, but normally aboard an Arctic Cat. Racing for Stud Boy, CNA Pro, CTI, Rocks Wrath, and Redline Brewing, Climb, and FXR out of Davison, Michigan, racing for Team Allen Racing. That's Austin Allen. Your number 2 qualifier is the 686 of Connor Zorn. Number 3 qualifier, the 777 of Anthony Boone. Your number 4 qualifier, racing for Great Lakes Sled Racing, Woody's, Adams Property Management Services, Boone Development, and Young Gun Enterprises aboard the 333 Skidoo. That is Ethan Boone. Your number 4 qualifier, the 420 of Gary Honeycutt. Your number 5 qualifier, the 702 of Brandon Searle, and the number 6 qualifier, or number 7 qualifier, is the 427 of Tara Horton. Out front, though, it is the group of Boone, Honeycutt, Allen in there. There's a battle there between Anthony Boone, Austin Allen, and Gary Honeycutt. And now here comes Sturl in there as well. And then behind them, it is, or that is white flag in the air for your leaders as they make their way through the pack. Sturl making his way through. Tara Horton going a lap down. Checkered flag in the air, though. Connor Zorn will pick up the final win here in the trail class. Austin Allen going to make his way around for 2nd. Gary Honeycutt battling for 3rd with Ethan Boone. Here comes Boone to the inside, going to lean on him a little bit. Gary Honeycutt 3rd, Ethan Boone 4th. Starrow will come across in 5th. Anthony Boone will come across in 6th. And Tara Horton will come across in 7th. Austin Allen, already coming in on the weekend, had the championship locked up, so he will take it for the trail class. Looks like Anthony Boone might have had some trouble, so he did a lap and then comes around to finish, so he gets a start finish. 13. It'll be followed by race 49. The light mods, race 50. Junior girls, 12 to 13. Race 51. Junior co-ed, 12 to 13. Race 52. Open Outlaw 120. On the starting line, your number 1 qualifier riding aboard the 70 Polaris and your points leader, that is Caden Helzel. Your number 2 qualifier, once again, racing for Nees Johnson, Double J Plus, Beam Fence, Meyer Veterinary Clinic, and Matthewson Upholstery, racing for 427, racing aboard the 427 Skidoo. That's Sebastian Horton, your number 3 qualifier. Racing out of Cadillac, Michigan for Climb, Bite Harder, Vans, Famous Wraps, D's Marine, Stud Boy, and Affordable Flooring. Racing for the Patriot Racing 620, that is Kason Dunn. Number 4 qualifier is the 8 of Dominic Munford, your number 5 qualifier. Once again, racing for Great Lakes Sled Racing, Woody's, Adams Property Management Services, Boone Development, and Young Gun Enterprises. That's a 333 Skidoo of Ethan Boone. Number 6 qualifier is the 686 of Connor Zorn. Your number 7 qualifier is the number 616 Polaris out of Holland, Michigan, racing for FXR. That is Max Novacek. And your number 8 qualifier, racing aboard the Sharp Boys Racing, CK Marine, CMP Suspension, Woody, C&A Skis, and Matrix Design. Articat, that is the 897 of Gavin Sharp, getting ready to go. Caden Helzel comes in to this round with a 38-point advantage. A start and finish will secure it, and he's in the middle of it all off the start. It's Kason Dunn out front doing what he has to do to give himself any chance, but right behind him is that 70 Polaris. Caden Helzel slots into the number 2 spot. Dominic Munford in 3rd. Sebastian Horton in 4th. Zorn in 5th. Boone 6th. Novacek 7th. And Sharp in 8th as we complete lap number 1. And we'll see if Caden Helzel can get up there and challenge Kason Dunn for that race lead. In this transition 10 to 13 class, Caden Helzel only has 3 final wins, or only has 2. Looking for number 3. Kason Dunn does not have one. All the rest belong to Brandon Martinson. He's out injured and was trying to close up points from a missed race, but Kason Dunn, Caden Helzel, going to battle it out here in the final round of this transition 10 to 13 class. Look at the battle for 3rd and 4th. This is a podium battle, and Sebastian Horton will take it. He gets around Dominic Munford for the 3rd spot. Munford back to 4th, and then Zorn close in the 5th spot. 6th, 7th, 8th is Novacek, Boone, and Sharp. And your leaders are about to run up on them. Kason Dunn making his way through the start stretch. Now the double into the Sno-X corner, and right in tow is the 70 of Caden Helzel. They go through the FXR rhythm section once again into the Stud Boy corner and back around towards the finish line. And here they come up on lappers. Gavin Sharp, Ethan Boone right in front of them as they come back to the start stretch. They'll check up. There's a battle going on for the lead, and they're trying to get around lappers. Caden Helzel going to bang bars, get together with Kason Dunn, and Caden Helzel is going to hold on to it for the time being. They got hung up behind Gavin Sharp. They made contact, but Kason Dunn is still going to take the victory here in round 9 of Michigan Sno-X. Caden Helzel will come across in 2nd. Sebastian Horton will come across in 3rd. Dominic Munford will come across in 4th. Connor Zorn will come across in 5th. Max Novacek will come across in 6th. And Ethan Boone in there as well. Gavin Sharp rounding out the class. But it'll be Caden Helzel taking home the championship here in the transition 10 to 13. That'll bring up race number 49, the light mods, followed by race 50, junior girls 12 to 13, race 51, junior co-ed 12 to 13, race 50. On the line now is your light mod class, your number one qualifier, the 23. Coming in with a perfect day, that is Carson Roselle. Number two qualifier, coming in with 18 points on the day, is the 19 of Carter Vaughn. Number three qualifier is the 1 of Ellie Roselle. And your number four qualifier, the 906 of Jezebel Munford. Carter Vaughn is your points leader, looking to lock it up. He's got a 20-point advantage, and he's got the race lead as they go through the Sno-X corner. Carson Roselle is able to gain 2 points on Vaughn on the day, but not going to have enough time here to clinch the championship. Or Vaughn will clinch the championship. Roselle will not be able to catch him in the point standings, but he wants a final win as well. Ellie Roselle in the third spot, Munford in the fourth spot as they make their way through. Completing lap number one, Carter Vaughn out front, trying to run away. He has 3 final wins. The guy he's battling with has 6. Or 5. Looking for number 6. Vaughn wants his 4th. Carson Roselle all over the back of the 19 of Carter Vaughn. Ellie Roselle hanging in a respectable 3rd. Munford not too far behind either in 4th. Green flag still in the air. Carter Vaughn has relieved some of the pressure from Carson Roselle. Roselle with momentum through the double again. Going to draw up on the back of Carter Vaughn. Through the rhythm section, looks like Roselle has the line and maybe starting to pull a little bit of advantage, but he'll tuck back in line behind Carter Vaughn as they go into the stud boy corner. They'll head back towards the finish line. Green flag still in the air. Carter Vaughn still holding off Carson Roselle. He wants that final win of the year. He makes the turn through the start stretch and will head into the Sno-X corner once again. Green flag still in the air, but here comes Carson Roselle. Through the FXR rhythm section again, we see it. Here comes Jezebel Munford. She's closed up on the back of Ellie Roselle for the 3rd place spot. If Munford could get there, that would be a battle for the podium. White flag in the air. 1 lap left to go for your leaders. They're half a track ahead of Munford and Ellie Roselle. Carson, Ellie's brother, wants the win. Can he get it? Carter Vaughn doing a good job here of running protective lines. They make their way through the FXR rhythm section one final time this season. Through the turn they come. Not only did he clinch the championship, but he's going to take his 4th final win of the year. Carter Vaughn will take the win here in the light mod class. Carson Roselle will come across in 2nd. We're watching the last 2 as they come through the stud boy corner. And it looks like Ellie Roselle will round out the podium. Jezebel Munford will come across in 4th.
And we are off with our Junior Girls 12 to 13 final. The number 1 qualifier comes out of Holland, Michigan Racing for Novacic Racing. FXR, USI Skis on the 616 Polaris. That's Riley Novacic, your number 2 qualifier. Comes to us from Dryden, Michigan, racing for the Bears Powersports. He's Marine, Woodies, Fly Racing, and Rocky Speed FX. Out of the Flipless Racing trailer, that's the 108 Polaris of Audrey Philippus. As they make their way around, Riley Novacic out front once again, looking to sweep the series here this season. She's got 18 round wins, looking for her 9th final win. She's out front and trying to run away as she heads through the FXR rhythm section. Green flag still in the air for the 616 Polaris. They make their way around it once again. Riley came in with a 50-point advantage coming into the weekend. Just by starting the 2 qualifying rounds that locked up the championship in this junior girls class. She wants to sweep the series. She makes her way into the Sno-X corner. About a full straightaway ahead of Andre Philippus. Coming around this time through the Studboy corner. White flag going to be in the air. Riley Novacek well on her way. She'll make the turn. Run through the double into the Sno-X corner once again, and for the final time here in the junior girls 12 to 13 class, she'll go through the FXR rhythm section into the stud boy turn, and checkered flag is awaiting. Riley Novacek takes the final win in the championship here in the 12 to 13 class. Audrey Philippus will come across in second. Now we'll round out the class. That'll put race number 51 on the starting line. Junior co-ed 12 to 13, followed by race 52, Open Outlaw 120. Followed by race 53, Junior co-ed 14 to 15, race 54, 206 to 9.
On the starting line, your number 1 qualifier here for the junior co-ed, 12 to 13. After a grooming break, looks like we're going to take a grooming break and then get ready to go with our next round of qualifying. Or our next final, I should say. All right, groomer off track. That means we're getting ready to go with our junior co-ed 12 to 13 final. Your number 1 qualifier once again comes out of Cadillac, Michigan, racing for Climb, Bite Harder, Vans, Famous Wraps, D's Marine, Stud Boy, and Affordable Flooring aboard the Patriot Racing 620 Skidoo. That is Kason Dunn. Your number 2 qualifier comes aboard the number 70 Polaris. That is Caden Helzel. Your number 3 qualifier, once again, racing for Niece Johnson, Double J Plus, Beam Fence, Meyer Veterinary Clinic, and Matthews on Upholstery. Out of 427 racing aboard the 427 Skidoo. That is Sebastian Horton. Your number 4 qualifier, racing out of Holland, Michigan for FXR. USI Skis, Novacek racing aboard the 616 Polaris. That's Riley Novacek. And your number 5 qualifier aboard the 686 Arctic Cat. That is Connor Zorn. Kason Dunn coming in with a round win in round 2. It gave him the number 1 qualifying spot. Caden Helzel took round 1 of qualifying. We'll see who can take the final. Coming into this final, Caden Helzel has a 40-point advantage over Kason Dunn. Championship all but locked up if Helzel can start and finish. Even if he doesn't finish, as long as he gets a start, he will lock it up here for this junior 12 to 13 class. Getting ready to go. Junior 12 to 13. Helzel picked up his 7th round win of the season. Kason Dunn picked up his 1st here in this class. Brandon Martinson will end up with the lead in the total for the class with 8. Looks like we're still waiting for a few things on the starting line to get ready. No sleds have been fired yet. They're all still sitting on the starting line. Zorn will start on the far right of the line. Caden Hels will start just to his inside. Riley Novacek will start in the middle. Then it'll be Kason Dunn to the second to left on the starting line, and Sebastian Horton will go to the far left. Sleds are now going to be fired. Going to get those pipes up to temperature and ready to go. All right, under starters orders, checking with each one of the riders, making sure they are ready to go before we go green. We are off. Junior co-ed 12-13 final, and it's Caden Helsel, your points leader, jumping out to the race lead. Kason Dunn trying to tuck in there in the second position and challenge Helsel for the race lead. We're going to battle for third and fourth. Sebastian Horton, Riley Novacek going at it. And then in fifth is Connor Zorn. Sebastian Horton has pulled away from Riley Novacek. Now going to go after Helsel and Dunn. Try to join their battle as well. Horton rounding out the podium right now. Green flag still in the air as Caden Helsel and Kason Dunn come through. Polaris rider being out front wants to pick up another final win here in the season. It would be his fourth final win here in the junior co-ed class. That would tie Brandon Martinson for the lead in the class at 4 apiece. And then sneaking in there and picking up one was Kenny Goike way back in the first round of the season. Riders pretty evenly spread out now. The only battle that could come to a point could be the battle for fourth and fifth between Riley Novacek and Connor Zorn. As they're in the Sno-X corner, but your race leader, Caden Helsel, is right behind them. Going to start to run up on lappers here in a second. Green flag still in the air. Here comes Caden Helsel. He'll have the white flag in the air. 1 lap left to go as he comes up on that 686 Arctic Cat of Connor Zorn. He's going to look to jump to the inside. Couldn't make the move work. Now try to get him through the FXR rhythm section and will do so. Kason Dunn just entering the FXR rhythm section now. Coming to the finish line, Caden Helsel will take the win and the championship here for the junior co-ed 12-13 class. Kason Dunn will come across in second, and Sebastian Horton will round out the podium. Riley Novacek will come across in fourth, and Connor Zorn will come across in fifth.
That'll bring up race number 52 on the day, the Open Outlaw 120. Will be followed by race 53, Junior Co-Ed 14-15, followed by race 54, 200, 6-9.
And we are off with our Open Outlaw 120. And we are underway with the Open Outlaw 120 class. The number 1 qualifier was the 23 of Carson Roselle. Number 2 qualifier, the 22 of McCoy Denton. Number 3 qualifier, the 345 of Charlie Lucas. Number 4 qualifier, the 624 of Brock Wilson. Number 5 qualifier, the 99 of Emma Honeycutt. Number 6 qualifier, the 124 of Logan Kluk, and the number 7 qualifier, the 68 of Ryder Kimball. As they make their way around here to complete lap number 1, working on lap number 2. Green flag still in the air for Carson Rosal, your race leader. It is a very, very tight battle for the championship between Ryder Kimball and Emma Honeycutt as they make their way through. 2 points coming into the final. Right now, we're keeping an eye on it. Rosal trying to go to the inside of Kluk here in the Sno-X corner. Denton in the second spot. Honeycutt running in a podium position. If she can hang on, she would win the championship. Brock Wilson in 4th. Charlie Lucas in 5th. White flag in the air. 6th is Ryder Kimball. In order for Kimball to hang on, he'd have to have something happen to Honeycutt, and the white flag in the air. Carson Rosal to the outside, goes around Ryder Kimball. Kimball gives way. Here comes McCoy Denton through as well. Carson Rosal into the stud boy corner and around. Checkered flag in the air. He'll take the final win here in round number 9. McCoy Denton will come across in 2nd. Emma Honeycutt will finish on the podium and take the championship. Brock Wilson will come across in 4th. 5th will be Charlie Lucas. 6th will be Ryder Kimball. And 7th will be Logan Kluk. On the starting line, that'll put race number 53 on the day of the Junior Co-Ed 14-15 final. And we are off. Your number 1 qualifier, once again racing out of Davison, Michigan for Team Allen Racing. Aboard the Stud Boys, CA Pro, CTI Rocks, Raff, Redline Brewing, Clive, and FXR Articat. That's the 68 of Austin Allen, your number 2 qualifier. Comes to us out of Reed City, Michigan, racing for Blown Away Salon, Palmer's Outdoor Equipment, Stud Boy, USI Skis Climb, EBS, Rock Speed FX, K2 Quality Graphic Formulations, racing for Totally Hammer on the number 15 Articat, that is Ava Hammer. Number 3 qualifier comes to us from Holland, Michigan, racing for Novacek Racing, USI Skis, and FXR. That's the 616 of Riley Novacek, and your number 4 qualifier racing for Great Lakes Sled Racing, Woody's, Adams Property Management Services, Boone Development, and Young Gun Enterprises on the 333 Skidoo. That's Ethan Boone. Austin Allen out front and trying to pull away here in the final. Hammer and Novacek battling it out for 2nd and 3rd. In this Junior Co-Ed 14-15 class, Austin Allen looking for his 5th final win of the season. Kenny Goike has 2, Kason Dunn has 2. Austin looking for his 5th, and he's well on his way. The white flag is in the air. He's already locked up the championship coming into the day. And he's gonna make the turn. Here he comes. He's already got the championship. Now he'll take his 5th final win. Coming across for 2nd will be Ava Hammer. 3rd will be Riley Novacic. And Ethan Boone will round out the class in the 4th place position.
That'll bring up race number 54 on the day, 269, followed by race 55, 210 to 13. Race 56 will be 30 plus.
On the starting line, we have race 54, 269, your number 1 qualifier. Aboard the 666, coming in with 18 points on the day is Caleb Zorn, your number 2 qualifier. Coming in with 345, on the 345 is Charlie Lucas. Number 3 qualifier is your points leader, the 23 of Carson Roselle. Number 4 qualifier, the 355 of Braden Richard. As they all make their way into the Sno-X corner, coming into the Sno-X corner is the 624 of Brock Wilson, trying to get back to his sled and get it refired again. They got him back up. He is your number 6 qualifier. Number 5 qualifier was the 22 of McCoy Denton. Number 7 qualifier, the 99 of Emma Honeycutt. The number 8 qualifier, the 124 of Logan Kluke. And the number 9 qualifier is the 417 of Renell Hayes. As they make their way around, Carson Roselle out front and trying to stay out there. Charlie Lucas giving battle. Caleb Zorn in the 3rd spot. Denton 4th, Richard 5th, and Honeycutt in 6th. Those 6 have broke away from everybody else. Carson Roselle came in with a 33-point advantage over Charlie Lucas. Just starting gives him the championship, but he wants the final as well. Caleb Zorn's had a good day as well, looking to try to pick up a final win here. Coy Denton, Braden Richard has fallen off the pack just a little bit. Here comes the leaders catching in on Brock Wilson and the 124 of Logan Kluke as they come through the FXR rhythm section. Honeycutt makes her way through into the Sno-X corner as well. Here comes Carson Roselle. Charlie Lucas trying to get to the outside of the 23. They're going to bang bars. Lucas and Zorn going to get together a little bit. Lucas going to hold on to the spot as they come up on Brock Wilson. Still trying to navigate around the 624. Here comes Denton and Richards to the inside of Kluke, putting him a lap down. White flag in the air. As Renell Hayes and Brock Wilson come through. Leaders right behind him. Checkered flag. Carson Roselle will pick up the final win and the championship. Charlie Lucas will come across in 2nd. Caleb Zorn will come across 3rd. McCoy Denton 4th. Braden Richard 5th. Emma Honeycutt 6th. Then you have Renell Hayes and Brock Wilson coming around. There's Hayes crossing the line, and then Wilson, and then you'll also have the 124 of Logan Kluke coming across as well a little bit earlier. That'll round out the class.
That'll bring up race number 55 on the day. That is the 210 to 13, followed by race 56, 30 plus, race 57, junior co-ed 16 to 17, race 58, the beginners.
On the starting line, we have our 210 to 13 class. Your number 1 qualifier coming in with a perfect day. With a little bit of help is the 417 of Ryder Hayes, your number 2 qualifier. The 345 of Charlie Lucas, your number 3 qualifier. The 355 of Braden Richard, and your number 4 qualifier. The 666 of Caleb Zorn. I say Ryder Hayes is the number 1 qualifier with a perfect day because of a little help. That's because when we saw round 2 of these 200s, everyone but Ryder Hayes ended up coming off. Hayes was in the 4th position, come around and ended up taking the round 2 win. Let's see if he can back up his day, sweep the class, and already pretty much locked up the championship. 42-point advantage for Ryder Hayes. Green flag in the air, here we go. We are off. It's Caleb Zorn out to the race lead. Ahead of Braden Richard, then it's Charlie Lucas and Ryder Hayes sitting back in the 4th spot. Hayes a little banged up, so he's taking it easy here this week. And luckily he's had the good fortune of consistent finishes that have allowed him to have big points leads where he can afford to do that. Caleb Zorn out front ahead of Braden Richard. Charlie Lucas again in that 3rd spot, rounding out the podium as they make their way around, coming back towards the finish line once again. Green flag still in the air here for this 210 to 13. Ryder Hayes has 2 final wins. Charlie Lucas has 1. Sebastian Horton has 5. Horton not running gives the opportunity for some of these other riders to get a chance to pick up a win, like Caleb Zorn, who's making his way through the FXR rhythm section. He picked up a qualifying win. He wants a final win now. As the green flag still in the air, Braden Richard sitting right there behind him, closing in a little bit through the stud boy corner. Zorn able to pull away just a little bit, coming through the start-finish line. Charlie Lucas hanging back there in the 3rd position, just on the podium. Ryder Hayes just riding around in the 4th position, not really able to make up any time. They'll make the turn, head through the stud boy corner again. White flag in the air for Caleb Zorn. Coming through the FXR rhythm section one more time this season for these 200 riders into the stud boy corner. They'll make it into the final turn. Checkered flags in the air, and another name to the list. Caleb Zorn picks up a final win. Braden Richard will come across in 2nd. Charlie Lucas will round out the podium, but the championship will go to Ryder Hayes in the 4th position.
That'll bring up the 56th race of the day, the 30-plus class, followed by race 57, junior co-ed, 16 to 17. Race 58, the beginners. Race 59, sport, and race 60, vintage.
Your number 1 qualifier here for the 30-plus class, racing out of Spring Lake, Michigan, for Babbitt's, Stud Boy, EBS, Sandberg's Racing Generators, Lohman Suspension, and Good Guys Garage. Aboard the Kosk Motorsports Arctic Cat, that's the 718 of Matt Kosh. Your number 2 qualifier, the 103 of Tony Flippis, and your number 3 qualifier, the 419 of Larry Hayes. We are off. Matt Kosh is your race leader, and in the 30-plus standings, it's a 20-point advantage for the Arctic Cat rider out front, looking to lock up the championship. Tony Flippis in the 2nd spot, Larry Hayes in the 3rd spot as they make their way around once again. Kosh looking to pick up some more wins. He has dominated this 30-plus class so far this season. Picked up his 11th and 12th round wins. Looking for his 6th final win. Tony Philippus has 2. Larry Hayes in the 3rd position. Falling back a little bit. Matt Kosh has even spread out the lead from Tony Philippus. Kosh and his 3rd return to snowcross racing from retirement. And I'm sure he's got to be pretty stoked to have a championship here in the 30-plus class. Although I know I've talked to Matt a few times. He said points really aren't a concern. He just wants to go out there and have fun. He's having fun on the track right now, and he's out front. Did some work to the sled between rounds 1 and 2, and is ready to go here in the final. Tony Philippus is trying to keep pace. Another thing we've mentioned throughout the season, Kosh rides for Kawasaki Team Green in the summer racing motocross. Kosh raced at Loretta Lynn's in 2019, a big motocross national. He was considering going out to Eagle River next weekend, but I think he's considered against it. White flag will be in the air this weekend. Or will be in the air this lap. White flag for Matt Kosh, your race leader. He's got the championship in the bag. Now he just wants another final win. He'll head through the FXR rhythm section back to the stud boy corner. Championship in hand, and now he will have the final in hand. Matt Kosh will win the final round of the 30-plus class. Tony Philippus will come across in 2nd. And Larry Hayes will come across in 3rd.
Race number 57 on the day. The team colored 16 to 17. Top race 58 beginners, race 59 sport, and race 60 vintage.
I'm going to leave the screen up here because you can see the track. If you can see on the far side, is actually looking very dirty. It's because we're running out of snow quickly. Another 40, 50-plus degree days. Track's not having much snow at all to begin with. We're lucky to even have the races here this weekend. And then you add in, I mean, we're on race 57 on the day. 50 races to it at approximately 3 to 4 snowmobiles per race. It adds up quickly. And we are off with our junior co-ed 16 to 17 final. Championship already been locked up a long time ago by your #1 qualifier. He's aboard the 105 Polaris out of Philippus Racing, sponsored by LeBaron's Power Sports, D's Marine, Woody's Fly Racing, and Rock Speed FX. He comes to us from Leonard, Michigan. That's Jacob Strong. Your #2 qualifier comes to us from Cadillac, Michigan, racing for Patriot Racing, sponsored by Climb, Bike Harder Vans, Famous Wraps, D's Marine, Subway, and Affordable Flooring. It's Case and Don in your #3 qualifier, who's currently running in the 2nd position. Comes to us from Davison, Michigan, racing for Team Allen Racing, sponsored by Stud Boy, C&A Pros, CTI, Rocks Wrath, Redline Brewing, Climb, and FXR. That's the 068 Arctic Cat rider of Austin Allen. It's currently Jacob Strong, Austin Allen, and Case and Dunn, your running order. Jacob Strong having a commanding lead here in the class coming into the day. Having over a 150-point lead in the championship. Strong running consistently throughout the season in this class, helped build that points lead. but he also has 5 round wins, 3 final wins, looking for round win number 3. Well, actually, I should say he has 7 round wins now after picking up 1 in round 1 and round 2. Now he's trying to pick up the 4th final win of the season. Austin Allen trying to stick with him, hasn't been able to do it yet. Green flag still in the air. Jacob Strong out front trying to run away. And Austin Allen has closed in strong, trying to ease his way through this track. And it's allowed Austin Allen to close the gap. White flag in the air. Strong will pull away just a little bit as they come back towards the finish line. Strong trying to hang on. Track getting kind of beat up out there. Snow going away. Looking a little dirty. Checkered flag in the air. Jacob Strong takes the championship and the final here to end the season. Austin Allen will come across in second. And Cason Dunn will end the day on the podium in the 3rd place position for the junior co-ed 16 to 17.
That'll bring up race number 58, the beginner class, followed by race 59, sport, race 60, vintage, race 61, amateur women, race 62, pro light.
So as I was saying earlier, and in the open, that we lost a lot of snow the last couple of days. You can see the track jumps are really getting washed out. Track's getting rough. Snow looking dirty. It's all a product of a warm early spring here in Michigan. Lucky to even get the races in, and it's going to get nasty. Probably will touch it up for maybe amateur women or pro light. We'll see, but it's going to be interesting here going down the stretch. On the starting line is your beginner class final. Your number 1 qualifier comes to us on the 137 Articat. That's Graham Herron. Number 2 qualifier racing out of St. John's, Michigan. On the 726 Articat, that's Jeremy Atkinson. Number 3 qualifier comes to us on the 419 Skidoo. That is Colin Irie, number 5 qualifier. Racing for Denison Racing, sponsored by Fly, Rock Speed FX, CMP Suspension, Sudboy, and Venom Products out of Swartz Creek, Michigan. That's the 198 of Chad Watson. It only looks like 4 riders have made the call here to the final. It's Colin Irie out front, followed by Graham Herron. Then you got Atkinson and Watson out there on the racetrack. Ethan Boone, Gary Honeycutt not making it here to the final, but Colin Irie wants a win and a final win, but here comes Graham Herron to the outside trying to take it. Green flag still in the air in this beginner class. Looking at the point situation, it was 7 points coming in. Forward advantage for Jeremy Atkinson. It's turned up to 24 with Tate Vander Zanden not running in the beginner class this week. Atkinson got it locked down here this afternoon. He will be your champion, but we got a battle for the race lead between Colin Irie and Graham Herron. Through the FXR rhythm section, they'll go. Herron took 2 qualifying wins. He added his name to the list. Here comes Colin Irie, and he will add his name to the list with the final win. Graham Herron will come across in second. Jeremy Atkinson will come across in third. And Chad Watson will come across in fourth. There's Ethan Boone making his way onto the track to get a finish here in the 5th spot. So that's, we've seen, I think, like 7 or 8 different winners in the beginner class, and I've been pumped about that because the beginner class is really for those riders that are trying to get into the series of snowcross and learn about snowcross racing and how the track works and the conditions and finding rhythm and everything that's needed. So it's been big here to see 7 or 8 different winners. That might even be the 9th one. So huge job there for the beginner class. Like to see how that class has grown throughout the season. It's been very competitive. And looks like we're going to take another grooming break, so we'll be back in just a few short moments with the rest of our action. All right, we are welcome back from a grooming break, getting ready to go with our sport class. Your number one qualifier for the sport class, which is race 59 on the day, comes to us from Dryden, Michigan, racing for LeBaron's Power Sports. D's Marine Woodies, Fly Racing, Rock Speed FX, aboard the 104 Polaris, out of the Philippus Racing trailer. That is Anthony Philippus. Your number 2 qualifier comes to us out of Holland, Michigan, racing for Patriot Racing, sponsored by Empire Pest Control, Fog Filler, Famous Rats, Bite Harder, Sudboy, Climb, Toy Box, and Body Shop, and Bank of Grandpa. That is Colin Fogg. Your number 3 qualifier is the 100 of, 100 of Jonathan Conaway is in here. Then you got your number 3 qualifier, the 105. Out of the Philippus Racing trailer, once again racing for LeBaron's Power Sports. D's Marine Woodies, Fly Racing, and Rock Speed FX. Out of Leonard, Michigan, that's Jacob Strong. You also have the 419 of Logan Irie. The 103 of Tony Philippus, also out of the Philippus Racing trailer. The 598 of Tyler Albert, and the 199 of Tate Vander Zanden. Great flag still in the air. Philippus out front. John Conaway in second. Irie in third. Fogg fourth. Then it is Albert in sixth. Battle between Strong and Vander Zanden for 7th and 8th in this sport class. Anthony Philippus leads the way in the championship over Colin Fogg. A win here in the final would only secure that championship. Fogg a ways back. Currently in the 4th spot. Would have to make up a lot of ground, plus 29 points. So just at this point in the race, not going to be enough. Anthony Philippus, by starting the final, is going to lock up the championship with the white flag in the air and feeling the pressure from John Conaway. Wants to take the final win as well in the sport class this season. Philippus has 4 final wins, and here he comes through the stud boy corner. He's got the championship and now the final. Anthony Philippus will take the win. John Conaway will come across in second. Logan Irie will come across in third. Colin Fogg in fourth. Fifth will be Tyler Albert. Sixth, Jacob Strong. Seventh, Tate Vander Zanden. And eighth will be Tony Philippus, rounding out the order.
That'll bring up race number 60 on the racetrack. Vintage, followed by race 61. Amateur women, and race 62. Pro Light. On the line, 2 riders ready to go with the vintage class.
Your number 1 qualifier for the vintage class is the 68 of Ryder Kimball. Number 2 qualifier, the 068 of Austin Allen. Ryder Kimball already has the championship here for the vintage class, looking to stay perfect in the series. Checking with each rider before we go green. And our vintage class is off. And we are underway. And it's Ryder Kimball and Austin Allen doing battle as they make their way around the racetrack. Allen out to the race lead, but here comes Kimball to the inside. Ryder Kimball going to take the lead as they head through the FXR rhythm section. Down the back portion of the racetrack they go into the stud boy corner once again. They'll come around, green flag still in the air for your race leader, Ryder Kimball. Allen hanging back there in second. Kimball has a bobble that allows Allen to close in. As you said, Kimball already locking up the championship, trying to take another final win on the season. Kimball comes in with 4 final wins. White flag in the air, looking for number 5. Riding that board, that vintage player, so he'll make the turn into the start stretch, come back around. Go through the double and into the Sno-X corner one more time. Down through the FXR rhythm section, Allen closes in. Not going to be able to make the pass, though. Through the stud boy corner, coming around to take his 5th final win of the season will be Ryder Kimball. Austin Allen will come across in second, and that will set up our final 2 races of the season. Amateur women, followed by Pro Light. On the line is our amateur women class. Your number 1 qualifier is the 711 Skidoo of Samantha Conaway. Your number 2 qualifier comes to us from Holland, Michigan, racing for USI Skis and FXR. Racing out for Novacek Racing, that's a 616 Polaris of Riley Novacek. Your number 3 qualifier comes to us from Reed City, Michigan, racing for Totally Hammer and sponsored by Blown Away Salon, Palmer's Outdoor Equipment, Stud Boy, USI Skis, Climb, EVS, Rock Speed FX, and K2 Quality Graphic Formulations. Aboard the number 15 Articat, that is Ava Hammer. And your number 4 qualifier coming to us out of Dryden, Michigan, racing for LeBaron's Power Sports, D's Marine, Woody's Fly Racing, and Rock Speed FX. Aboard the 102 Polaris out of the Flippus Racing trailer, that's Adriana Flippus. Getting ready to go green with our amateur women class. And we are off. And away we go. Ava Hammer comes into the final with a 19-point advantage over Riley Novacek, and they're 1-2 as they head into the stud boy corner. Sam Conaway in the third spot, Adriana Flippus in the fourth spot. Hammer trying to pick up another final win. Riley Novacek closed in by 3 points through qualifying with 19. Quite a bit to pick up here in the final. We go through the stud boy corner once again. Ava Hammer out front, trying to run away with this final amateur women race of the season. She has 4 final wins. Sam Conaway has 4 final wins. We'll see who will be able to take it in the end. Hammer, Novacek, and Conaway nose to tail going through to the final turn. White flag in the air, 1 lap left to go. As they make their way around. Hammer holding off Novacek. Conaway in there she's got a podium for sure once more. We're coming to the checkered flag. Ava Hammer is going to take the amateur women final and the amateur women championship. Riley Novacek will come across in second, Sam Conaway third, and Adriana Flippus in the fourth spot. That'll set up our final race of the season. It is the Pro Light Final. Your number 1 qualifier comes to us aboard the Flippus Racing, LeBaron's Power Sports, D's Marine, Woody's Fly Racing, Rock Speed FX Polaris. That's the 104 of Anthony Flippus. Joining them is the 25 of Tyler Ullman. Your number 2 qualifier comes to us out of Holland, Michigan, racing for Patriot Racing, Empire Pest Control, Fog Filler, Famous Wraps, Bite Harder, Stud Boy, Klein, Toy Box Body Shop, and Bank of Grandpa. That is Colin Fogg. Your number 3 qualifier comes aboard the number 100 Skidoo. That's Jonathan Conaway. And your number 4 qualifier comes to us from Spring Lake, Michigan, racing for Good Guys Garage, Babbitt's Stud Boy, EVS, Sandberg's Racing Generators, Lohman Suspension, and for Kosh Motorsports, that's the 718 of Matt Kosh, getting ready to go. Their final race of the season. So I didn't realize, but our sponsors got buried there at the end of the screen. So thanks to our sponsors, Stud Boy, Kirkster Portables, CTI, Blown Away Salon, Blue Moon Bistro, FXR, Stud Boy, and Denton and Sons. I forgot to put them on the stats or on the scroller there at the bottom, but we have it now. It's up, going, looks good. Thanks again to our sponsors.
Sleds getting ready to go on the starting line. Everyone lined up. Tyler Ullman, of course, will be starting on the back row, the National Pro Light Rider. In that back row, joining them just for some practice. The rest of the guys will be taking points. They're figuring out point or lap count right now, what they want to do. Conversation going on the starting line. Exactly how many laps they want to go with. All right, looks like we get the sleds fired, ready to go. They've agreed on a lap count. I think I heard around 10 laps, so we'll see how it plays out throughout the race.
All right, here we go, getting ready to go with your Pro Light Final, the final race of the Michigan Sno-X 2021 season is on the starting line. Slides up to temperature, getting ready to go. Going to be under starters' orders. Making sure they're all set, waiting for the head nod. We are green. Our final race of the year underway, and away we go into the Sno-X turn, and it's John Conaway with the race lead. Anthony Philippus in second. Tyler Ullman into the third spot. Matt Kosh in fourth, and Colin Fogg in the fifth spot. Your points leader and champion, John Conaway out front, trying to hold off Anthony Philippus. And how long will it take for Tyler Ullman to get to the front? That is the ultimate question. Lap 2 now in the books, and it's still John Conaway out front. Anthony Philippus trying to stay with them. Tyler Ullman in the third spot. Matt Kosh fourth, Colin Fogg in fifth. Here comes Ullman looking to the inside in the stud boy corner. Couldn't make it work. Green flag still in the air. It is Skidoo, Polaris, Articat, the top three. And it's Articat and Skidoo with Kosh and Fogg. Green flag still in the air for John Conaway, your race leader. When it comes to the Pro Light season, we have had 7 different winners. Conaway has 2 final wins, looking for his third to cap the season off. Like we said, already clinched the championship, now looking for the final. Tyler Ullman coming out here and trying to track him down. Conaway takes a look over his shoulder and sees Ullman coming. Philippus has fallen off the pace from Conaway, though, in the second spot. And as it stands right now, with Ullman not getting any points, Matt Kosh is on the podium as they make their way around once again. Green flag still in the air, and Ullman has caught up to John Conaway. Now he's just got to make the pass. Where is he going to make it? Here we go through the FXR rhythm section again. Conaway pulls slightly away from Omen, but he bobbles in the stud boy corner. Here comes Omen. He's going to bang bars with Conaway and take the race lead away. Tyler Omen, now your race leader. John Conaway in second. Anthony Philippus in the third spot. Caution fourth, and Fogg about to go a lap down to Tyler Omen in the fifth spot. Omen working on Colin Fogg as they come around. He works to the inside of the Sno-X corner all the way through the middle of the FXR rhythm section. Conaway stuck behind Fogg, and Philippus has joined the battle now. And Fogg will pull aside, see Philippus come through. He saw Conaway, did not see Philippus. Now he'll go to the outside, let Philippus go by. And that's a clear racetrack once again. White flag in the air. Tyler Ullman, one more lap left to go for the Arctic Cat Riders. Same for John Conaway and Anthony Philippus. Fogg a lap down in the fifth spot. Matt Kosh would be your podium contender right now. White flag in the air. He'll cross it. Checkered flag in the air for Tyler Ullman. He will take the overall win, but the points will go to John Conaway and the championship. Anthony Philippus will come across in second. Matt Kosh will come across in third, and Colin Fogg will come across in fourth when it comes to points order. And that will wrap it up here for Michigan Sno-X.
Well, that's going to do it here at the Double J Resort in Rothbury, Michigan for round 9 of Michigan Sno-X and the 2021 season. What a fun and exciting season it was. A lot of riders, a lot of new winners, and a ton of spectators turning out in attendance. It's been a great year for 2021, very successful, and hopefully it'll set the stage for 2022. If you'd like to follow along with the series and see what's happening in the coming future, please visit our webpage at westmichigansnox.com. That's where you can find practice memberships, season memberships, tickets, points, results, and anything else associated with the Michigan Sno-X series at westmichigansnox.com. Also, you can go to West Michigan Sno-X LLC on Facebook. That's where you can find any up-to-date information posted by our series owner, Kevin Novacek. You can go there. He'll update about the national events, local events, practice times, anything else that's going on with the series as we get ready to build for 2022. Thank you for watching today. Once again, I'm Dom Santina, and for Michigan Sno-X, the Double J Resort here in Rothbury, the 2021 season has concluded. Thanks for watching. Thanks to everyone that came out and raced, and I hope to see you next year.